Welcome. My name is Dr. Matthew Benjamin Kidder. I'm an economist and an educator, data scientist, consultant. And the reason you're probably watching this video is because you are taking one of my courses. So let me start off by just telling you a little bit about my background and about who I am, what my interests have been, so you can understand me a little bit more in a professional way. So this is my LinkedIn profile, and I think hopefully if you're in my class, I would advise you creating your own professional profile. One thing you'll note is that currently I'm professor at Newberry College. Prior to coming to Newberry, I was a assistant professor at University of International Business and Economics, in Beijing, China. So I've also served as a chief operating officer for the International Trade and Finance Association. I do some types of consulting. I've worked currently this last semester with the Newberry Council, the Newberry County specifically, in developing economic strategic plans for the county and doing other types of work at an ad hoc basis as a consultant. My research work when I was in China was I was doing trade policy research. So specifically, looking at trade policy, and then working with NGOs such as the World Bank and others to write policy pieces that we were trying to shape trade policy on a sort of global level with a lot of really great partners. And I've had a great opportunity in terms of working with a lot of very world-class researchers at that institute. Before being a professor there and a policy researcher there, I got my PhD at University of California in Irvine, and my bachelor's of science in finance from American University. Now, professionally, I'll say I'm very much interested in machine learning and artificial intelligence. Technically, I'm an applied statistician, and my work is currently very much involved in making individual causal treatment effect models. It might sound very technical. I think it's very exciting because let me ask you this. If you were say you go in to get a corrective pair of glasses. So you go to your optometrist, and the optometrist gives you a pair of glasses, but the prescription is for the average person. How are you going to feel? It's for the average person. I'm sure you probably aren't going to be too happy, right? Because the average prescription clearly probably isn't going to be the one that's right for you. So interestingly enough, this sort of analogy, this is how we do policy work. This is how we do policy evaluation. We look at the averages, and actually looking at the averages, we end up making policies that are cut for the average person, but that are pretty much not great for most people, because most people aren't average. It's the fact, right? So it's kind of the I've done some applications of this, specifically the U.S.-China trade war, and in that case, the U.S. we cut like a 25% tariff across many different products. And so what my work did is I estimated the individual effect and found some products we were shooting China in the foot, some products, the tariffs on some products we were shooting ourselves in the foot. And the interesting thing about my methodologies is because I can actually figure out which products those are, and also then also study what type of characteristics might be more associated with different types of those outcomes. So that's my sort of research work in a little bit of a nutshell. I do global value chain research. I was actually trained, you'll see, in economics at Irvine, but my specialty there was in economic trade, specifically applied economic trade. So more of like the statistical side of things versus the theoretical side. In economics, any branch, we typically have theorists and applied. So there's a lot of different branches in economics. You get growth economists, trade economists, monetary economists, labor economists, all those different types of economists have within each of those different like focuses or fields have an applied group that does statistical work within those fields, and they also have theoretical economists that basically do economic theory. Think of like Beautiful Mind, like doing all the mathematics and coming up with these models, these mathematical models. So I'm on the applied statistical side, not the theoretical side so much. So that's a little bit about me. I invite you to add me on LinkedIn. I'll put a link down in the description below, and very much look forward to working with you in this class or wherever we may cross paths. So I invite you to reach out to me at any time, and look forward to working with you. That's it. So anyway, this was a short introduction, and thank you very much.